Okay, we have a green box. We have a live counter ticking up. Going to assume that means we're live very soon will be. That means welcome back to the Storytime Network, where we are once again playing D&D. We are a person down at the moment because Gen is on his way home, but he will join us once he gets back.
Yep.
But otherwise, Kaido, take it away. Remind us what we're doing.
Welcome back. You had just been led through Oryx's lavish home, and he basically told you a bit about himself, some of his life story, how he came to be the most wanted criminal in Siltanark, and also just some other bits and bobs, like a weaponized prosthetic army he's been working on. That unfortunately none of you really have a need for.
Unfortunately,
But from what it seemed like, the power contained within the arms would be very strong if you ever needed to use them.
Stop trying to convince us to cut off our arms.
I'm not, I'm just saying anyway, you know. Nevertheless, after that, Oryx made sure to contact the Slayer's Take, the main group from the One Shot Club stories that we've done 3 of so far, basically to bring them over, as Oryx was under the impression that Pelios would need to be effectively, in a sense, to pass on the indignation weapon. Turns out that wasn't necessary, as the weapon seemingly decided, once Oryx had basically started loosening the restrictions over the weapon, it would just immediately activate and suck you all in. Once that happened, Oryx immediately cast banishment on himself, so he could go back to the main prime dimension, and basically wait for you guys to finish the job. Once in, you immediately went straight to the boss encounter, which meant you skipped out on all of that juicy fights with the Mind Flayers and Intellect Devourers, and didn't decide to rest, as you went immediately to fight the Illitharid. Despite everything going against you, you somehow managed to pull out the W, with many highlights, such as Felix hitting a crit chromatic orb, right?
No, I didn't manage to crit. My chromatic
didn't-
orbs just did over 20 damage both times.
Yeah, you just hit very hard, and also passed the Feeble Mind save.
Yep.
Rua was able to stun the Illitharid, which is very lucky, and Aldane managed to get a crit smite. That was it, right?
No,
Oh no,
it was a crit on the other side.
Yeah, the crit was on the other side. It's because I'm looking back, and yeah, Felix did get a crit Witch Bolt though, but sadly it didn't do too much. But anyway,
I did?
still though.
No, that was me practicing. That's not
Was
even
it?
part of the combat, no.
Right. Fair enough.
That was just me practicing with level 7 casting.
Nevertheless, many nat 20s were rolled though, which was very thankful. And now you are well and truly at level... I nearly said 27. You went well and truly at level 7. And so, you are basically back in the office of Oryx's home. And yeah, you are basically like wiped out on the floor, because none of you've rested since you were in the Ebony Imperium. At this point, I'd say you all have a point of exhaustion.
Can we take a
You've done,
short
like-
rest?
Can we just
Well-
long rest? Why does it need to be short? We're not doing anything.
At this point, you're well entitled to a long rest, but before you can, Oryx comes back in and just like looks very surprised, and he's just like, "Oh no, oh good, even. I'm glad to see you're alive. What happened?
Thanks for abandoning us.
I had to see what happened to my fucking house. Besides, you're alive anyway, so my worries were unfounded. And I see one of you has a nice new swanky weapon, as he points to Seamus.
Yeah, it's interesting, all right.
As you're sort of like with the weapon in hand, as it's extended into its full katana-like look,
Mhm.
you just feel this weird like. It feels like someone stuck a finger inside your brain and is feeling around.
Oh, okay. Thank God you said brain.
What do you think I'm-
What else would he be saying?
Give him the old slippery feet.
Moving on.
And yeah, as you're looking to your allies, Daron and Aldane, who also carry weapons, you feel a sort of similar sensation that you're feeling from them. And Aldane and Daron would also be feeling this as if you look to Seamus. You feel a similar sort of like weird feeling from your weapons and Seamus as well.
Well, this is a lot of fun. You guys didn't tell me about this part.
In fact, the only difference really is that unlike them, Seamus is feeling weirdness in the brain, Daron feels it in their eyes, and Aldane feels it in his arms and legs. So yeah.
Yeah. My
Wait till you
brain.
get- wait-
it
wait till-
trembles.
Wait till someone gets the scales. Your skin will literally be crawling.
Wonderful.
Can I just
Oh.
not get that one?
Or the heart.
You already
Imagine
have
that
one.
Imagine having your heart feeling weird.
Mm.
But anyway, yes. Oryx does look around his room as he's like talking to you, and he just says, "Wow, can't wait for the guards to appear. They probably would have definitely noticed that giant purple beam of light in the sky."
So in other words, we gotta go.
Why? You didn't do anything wrong.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
Does that mean you have to go?
No, I've not done anything wrong.
So the guards don't really care who you are.
You collected the Dracolich piece. Just explain that to him, and he'll give a shit. You've done what you've needed to do since you made the neutral point summit, right?
Yep. I mean, I guess.
I mean, they'll probably wonder how you've managed to get in the country without, passing through any checkpoints. That'll be definitely interesting for you to explain to him. Also, to answer your question, Felix, even if they did know who I was, they'd have to then deal with an ancient gold dragon.
So
Doesn't
they
sound like anyone's idea of a good time.
so they just choose to leave you alone?
I mean, the people who know me choose to leave me alone. The people who don't have nothing to fear.
Oh,
Hey,
hey, there we go. Hey,
That
man.
magical sound.
Oh, I don't hear anything from Gen.
Oh.
There we go.
Oh,
All I've pretty much done is go over what happened last session, and Oryx is basically saying how he saw a giant purple beam of light after you claimed the weapon, just like what happened with the green beam of light from Daron and the whitish blue beam of light from Aldane.
Yeah, I got purple. It's my favorite color.
And basically, as Oryx is like speaking, he's pretty much nonchalantly just checking his office to see if everything's in order.
That's fair.
So yeah,
So, what's next?
we're gonna have some explaining to do with the guards.
I mean, again, just tell him, You've got 3 out of 7. I'm sure they'll be willing to deal. And if not, oh no, like a beam of light happened that caused no damage to the area.
Again, it's less the Dracolich piece and the more the entering the country without stopping at a checkpoint.
I mean, it's literally not your fault, is it?
I don't think
Kind
they'll
of.
see it that way.
It technically is, but it technically is not.
Mm-hmm.
Border
I
Patrol
mean-
is rarely like rational about this kind of thing.
Aaron, give me a history check with advantage. Because I'd say, given your line of work, you'd be intimately familiar with the inner workings
Nope.
of Border Patrol.
No, they are not.
Oh wait, it's not advantage because you all have a. I forgot as well. You all have exhaustion, so it's a normal roll, so it's still a 5 regardless. You're too wiped out, Aaron.
It's been a minute. I don't
You
remember shit.
You basically wandered into the lion's den after wandering into the lion's den beforehand. It's like, you know, you went from one lion's den into another, and like,
So, how long do you think it'll take these guards to get here? Do we have time to,
I mean-
I don't know, rest?
I mean, it takes an hour to get here if you're at a casual pace.
I'm taking a nap.
Yeah, I mean, hey, he claps his hands. You need to go to the city anyway to rest up because you're not staying at my place. You're going to have to speak to the guards anyway. Might as well meet him in the middle, eh?
This seems
Uh,
unfair.
We need to sleep ASAP.
Yes, and you can do that at the capital.
Why don't we go outside?
Yes, go outside, touch grass. I don't know, do whatever you want to do. I'll get the carriage. And with that,
Okay.
he just walks out the office quite like at a brisk pace.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like there's much point in trying to argue.
I mean, to be fair, we did, you know, cause an inconvenience by teleporting into his place anyway. Rua just says as he's like lay on the floor, eyes to the ceiling.
I don't think we were that much of an inconvenience considering we had to come here anyway.
Yes, but there's a difference between an unannounced, you know, visit versus an announced visit.
Fair. I'm just exhausted. Honestly, I don't know if I care anymore.
And then we have that other job Oryx wants us to do as well before we can even leave.
That is waiting for a day or two.
Yeah, we need to sleep. I need to sleep at least. I don't care what you guys do, I just want to sleep.
No, I think all of us need a fucking nap.
Yep.
I second that.
I third it.
After you all slowly drag yourselves up to your feet and make your way out of the office, you hear a loud booming sound, and you just hear Oryx's beautiful dulcet tones. As he just says, "Attention! Whatever the fuck your group is, you really should decide on that as well, but that's not the point right now. Point is, meet me at the front of the manor, and your carriage will be here to take you where you need to go."
Are you okay to walk, Rua?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay. Darren
Listen-
just grudges.
Rua's just using his moonblade while it's in the sheath to like get himself up to his feet.
Darren like about to like cast levitate and ask Aldane just to pull them.
Like a balloon.
Aldane obliges.
Darren does this. Just casts levitate.
So as you make your way outside, you see a very large-looking carriage with 2 jet black horses. And And yeah, the carriage looks just as expensive as the rest of his home. One thing you notice, the most consistent colour around his house is gold.
Shocking.
For the people who can speak Elvish, it makes sense. What's it called? His name basically means, like, gold petal. Aeniama, anyway, in Elvish.
Gyron is not not phased at all.
Oryx just claps his hands, and you see the carriage doors open for you to enter.
And so we do.
As you make your way inside, it's quite spacious. Beautiful looking seats that look very soft to the touch, and when you park your bum down, it just feels like your body's melting away.
Gyron
Oh, this is
immediately
nice.
falls asleep.
Flanking you at your sides are arms in the seats of the carriage, which have what look like cup holders with drinks inside. And you see piping hot tea right there for you to drink.
I'll then takes a sip of the tea.
Very beautiful. Simple lavender tea, but it's very simple but very nice.
Delicious.
I look over at RX. Like, oh wow, this you really went above and beyond for us with this.
Yeah, because I want you to leave.
Well, thank you anyway. Even though your motives aren't pure,
If I
I
didn't
appreciate the effort.
If I didn't want to cause suspicion, I'd turn into a dragon now and fly you over.
Oh, thank you.
You wouldn't be on my back.
Oh.
He'd be
Thank you.
eating us.
Hope you have a good grip. Anyway, speaking of getting a grip, let's keep going and let's move on. As he just shuts the carriage quite loudly, and then just like you see him get on the front of the carriage and rides the horses down. Already, it's quite a smooth experience. Compared to carriages that you've been on before, this is like, you know, it's like a completely different experience. As you're sort of riding along, who's getting this? Everyone. Pick a number between 1 and 4. You can't all have the same number though.
4.
3.
2.
Easy enough. Number 4. In
Yay.
your head, you hear a very familiar voice. I say voice, a message, and it is this.
Ah, I'm getting DM, I see.
This is just an open one because it's from the Sending Stone.
Ah.
One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Alright, still some more. That is what you get from a certain Kurogane Takeishi.
Alright, so Ordain responds with, "We're all alive. We got teleported from Black Rain. The pillar was another Dracolich piece."
You should say that we secured the Dracolich piece.
Just remember, 25 words or less.
Okay, so
Oh god, it's this one.
What's this one?
Hmm?
You said, oh god, it's this one. What do you mean?
Oh, sorry, I saw something on Twitter.
Hmm.
yeah, I think that is. Yeah, there's plenty of words to spare in there.
Right. As you are coming up with a reply, you do hear from Oryx from the front, and he just says, "Hope you're ready to have a chat, gentlemen.
Not really.
Well, it's not up to me. It's up
We
to the
have to.
It's up to the Bovetment Guard. So, tough luck, fellas."
I'm not talking.
As in the
Seamus, let's
distance,
take care of this.
you hear the faint sounds of horses galloping towards you. From what it sounds like, noise outside of the carriage is very muffled. Like, it sounds like it's quite good soundproofing inside. Although you did hear Oryx's voice exceptionally clearly. And yeah, you see flanking both sides to the carriage are horses. Daron, you very much.
Yeah? Hello?
Kaido?
Hello? You
My
cut
my keyboard's fucking up. What was the last thing you heard me saying?
Something about Daron?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
they-
said I recognize
yeah.
them?
Yeah, you recognise the outfits, the official Bovetment Guard armor.
I whisper that to all day and say, like, these are officials. They're on the up and up.
Yeah. That's good.
At
One of
least
the-
appearance-wise.
One of the officials is a what's the race? One of the officials is actually a I'm actually looking at the name of the race and it's not coming to me. One of them is an orc. Quite a slim-ish looking man. Not like to the same level that Prody is, who doesn't really look like an orc if it wasn't for the fact that, like, you know. Like, this man clearly looks like, you know, muscular, nice defined jaw. And he just says, halt. We saw a giant pillar of lights. Explain yourselves immediately.
Oh, well,
And
you see, that pillar of light was us defeating an Illifard and securing a Dracolich piece.
give me a disadvantaged persuasion check, because even if you weren't exhausted, that's like a really bad explanation.
Shit!
Wow.
Physically cannot get worse than that. They
I know.
immediately start getting ready to draw their weapons. And you just hear Oryx like, calm down everyone, there's no need to worry. How about we all deal with this calmly and carefully, you listen to my friends, and then we get no bad experiences. Please? And
Yes, I am sure everyone here would like to avoid bloodshed.
I'm gonna have a ready action.
Oh no.
Please do not. Please do not.
Just in case. Just in case.
Those are not good words.
oh well, we crit. Natural 20, I mean.
Darn.
On what?
This persuasion check. Oryx did.
Oh,
Oh,
God.
damn.
Just say, oh,
That's good.
Xylosians, we didn't see you, sir. My apologies. As you noticed the guard, the orc one went from like white hot, like white hot anger to immediately it cools. From what you can sense, despite your tiredness, Daron, this man's afraid of Oryx.
Yeah, I was more like looking, do I recognize any of these assholes?
I mean, you never really worked directly with like the guards, did you?
No. But, like, do they look like, plants and shit?
Hard to tell. You're too tired.
I needed a nap.
And Oryx just goes on to say, well, how much are you aware of Cordis and their effort to help liberate our lands from the oncoming threats of, as the musician explained, a Dracolich? And you see another guard on the other side, the other one who's like just sort of watching his like colleague getting like spoken to by you and Oryx. They are in fact, what race are they now? They're in fact a Loxodon, Elephant Man. And you just watch you watch as his like trunk is sort of like scratching his forehead in thought. And Oryx just says and continues, my friends are part of the group that is currently given allowance to enter the countries with no restrictions to deal with those pieces. And, well, my friends have done exactly that. I hope you can understand that there is no problems. In fact, once they've been dropped off and allowed to rest, as they've been extremely busy, I will personally lead you to my home, and you can inspect everywhere with no worries. I hope that can satisfy you. And the Loxodon just nods, and then just like, hey, wait, how did they enter the country? We had no official notice that they entered. And you just see Oryx like, yeah, that's the only problem, isn't it? They did kind of enter the country without notice, didn't they? And if you watch Rua, he's got both his hands buried in his face, like as he like slumps in the chair. Because this is going to be stuff that he has to deal with as king.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Let's just
Oryx,
chalk it up to a misunderstanding with some paperwork.
Oryx just continues and says, you make an excellent point, good sir. How would you feel if I was to tell you this was because they accidentally teleported here? And that just hangs in the air for like 5 seconds. And the orc just looks at you guys, makes eye contact with a few of you if you're looking towards him, and just like, with a very incredulous expression, like, what is he talking about?
We were in Black Rain, ambushed by a ancient black, had to get out of there, didn't really have an option.
Ancient black. And the orc just looks to the Loxodon, and the Loxodon just looks like, shakes the head, and then looks to Oryx and just says, would you mind if we escorted you back to the capital, and so that we can get a proper official statement? And Oryx just says, well, I was planning to meet you halfway anyway. So this is beneficial to all of us, I believe. Although I would request that my friends at least get some rest. They have been put through the ringer, and I don't think their current mental faculties are good enough to give you a substantial and sufficient response. As you can clearly tell, they're quite truly fucked.
Yeah, what he said.
And the orc just nods and says, "Fine, we will get them a place. Once they wake up, however, we expect an immediate response. The Queen herself will personally want to deal with this."
Seamus
Darren
shoots
just
a sidelong look
gross.
over at Tyron.
Once
Alright.
Darren does that, Rue also makes a similar noise, because he's not impressed.
Oh boy.
And Oryx just like, "Yes, very well. Completely understandable. I'm sure my friends have no problems whatsoever, do they? With this
No.
arrangement." Good. The Genasi speaks for them all in this instance. And so you get led along. It's another like 45 minutes before you finally reach the capital. On the way, the guards are just talking with Oryx. And any joke Oryx is making, the orc is just nervously laughing along. As if like he's trying to entertain Oryx and like, you know, not seem rude. From what you can tell, the Loxodon has no idea of the importance of this man.
Hmm.
Along the way, do any of you take like a nap to rest your eyes?
Yes.
Yes.
Darren
100%.
does. Oh. Okay. So, does Felix join in?
Felix has had his eyes closed this entire time.
So, I'm going to change the music. Let me find the right song. I'm sure you will love it, and if you don't, I really don't care.
Better not be traumatizing Felix with another dream.
Oh, don't worry. Felix isn't involved in this dream.
Oh, thank God.
It's everyone else.
Good.
Oh, fuck.
Here we go.
Oh boy.
Do I want to use that theme? Yeah, sure. No, this is too energetic. No. Oh my god. Here we go. I like this one. Definitely not because I don't want to waste any more time. Here we go. So, Daron, Aldane, Seamus. You all feel a jolt. Seamus, you feel it in your brain. Aldane, you feel it in your limbs. And Darren, you feel it through your eyes.
My brain trembles.
Immediately, you open your eyes and see each other. Felix and
Oh.
Rura aren't there. No one else is.
This is new.
Hmm.
And you all, like, you all hear voices in your, like, mind. Just like you have when you've seen the dreams of the Dracolich.
Well,
the
Seamus,
fragment-
welcome to the party.
and the fragments of memories when you've seen the victims of the Dracolich pieces as well.
Thanks, I'm not happy to be here.
As you're sort of like dealing with these random thoughts that are piercing your head, you begin to see what looks like other silhouettes. There's 3 in total. One is of a person that looks like they're laid down in some sort of like coffin.
Oh, Darren just groans.
Another one you see of a creature resting in what looks like an inky black ocean. It's the hardest of the 3 to see, just because, like, what's it called? the surroundings with it aren't very great. And the third one is of some sort of gigantic monster. This, like, how do I explain this? Like, the only surroundings you get is that it looks very long, very sleek in body shape. And you see what looks like it's standing above its kill. And its kill looks like a dragon. Like, as in this thing has killed a dragon. And it's about to dine in.
I hate everything about what's happening.
I will say, if any of you... Felix, you're the only one out of the three who's proficient in Arcana, right?
No, I think
No,
Seamus is
I
as
am
well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Seamus is-
Oh, yeah, Seamus, since you're the only one proficient in Arcana, I'll allow you to make Arcana checks, normal Arcana checks on these creatures, one for each. So roll 3. So the first one, what looks like in the coffin, very likely the Mummy Lord that you've heard about. The second one, it looks like some sort of deep sea creature. You can definitely gather that.
Hmm.
It's really hard to tell the shape, but how do I trying to think of how to describe it. It's like a gigantic turtle.
And as I'm, I guess, doing these checks in real time, I'm just pointing, Mummy Lord, giant turtles thing, Gummabob.
And
And
you
then
know
what's
what the
the third
last
one?
You know what the last one is. And it makes you worry, because this thing is specifically existence is to kill dragons.
And
This is the Bahia.
Bahia, dragon killer extraordinaire.
My caps lock was the wrong way around because I use it to decode the art. Bahia.
Bahir. Bahir.
The crawl along floors and walls for its prey. It has an incredibly dangerous lightning breath, just like dragons.
Lightning bolt from the
And-
mouth.
These typically don't make homes where dragons exist. And it has multiple legs, about a dozen. And it can basically... So if it's not wanting to climb, it can also slither like a snake. And
That's terrifying.
these were basically... Bahirs were made by storm giants, which you would know are the strongest of giants. And Bahirs were basically created to combat dragons. These, if they saw a dragon, it would be on sight.
So Dracolich included, I'm guessing.
Yes. But yeah, it
Yeah.
looks like
so it's
this
fight
has
on
been...
sight with us too.
But yeah, very likely, considering that, you know, you naturally, while you're attuned to the weapons, have disadvantage against dragons to talk with them. But otherwise, a Bahia will not back down. And then, after you see the three, and you explain what they are, all of you hear the sound of a beating heart. It's slow, but rhythmic. And as you look around for the source, as you look around, there's just nothing that you can see. It's just inky darkness. And then you realize where the source of the heart is coming from as you look to your own chests. And from it, you see what looks like something forming out of your chests. Oh God, stop.
Please don't do that. Whoever's doing that,
That's
stop.
really weird.
Dylan.
There's a dawn. What the hell?
Sorry, I'm
And-
just trying to set the mood with some heartbeat sounds.
Do
And
not.
before you can see what's about to come out of your chest, you wake up.
Great! We didn't even get to see the climax. That was a
During-
lame ass dream.
During this point, Felix and Rua would have probably been waking you up, as Felix would have heard and probably been quite disturbed from the sounds. As while you were awake, while you were, not in the dream, Felix,
Mm-hmm.
they were very disturbed in their sleep. Murmuring, even sweating in their sleep.
And Seamus was making the weird sound that.
And yeah, all three of you, Aldane, Seamus, and Daeron, just forced awake.
Okay, don't like that. That was new.
That was not fun. At all.
Why do you people dream? It
Yeah.
never seems to go well.
You should be like us and, just trans.
I'm gonna kill you, Felix.
Superior elven blood, am I right, Felix? And yeah, Oryx just as he sits by the carriage door and opens it up, he's just like, damn, you guys were noisy as fuck. I know you're supposed to be close, but come on. Like,
I
Runa
mean,
and Felix are right there.
I mean, the carriage is quite close, so we are close.
I mean, friendship-wise, but yes, that
I mean,
too.
we are good friends.
Still, you were quite noisy. Like, what the fuck? Are you guys alright?
Nightmares.
Yeah, just Dracolich terror dreams.
Oh,
Yeah, fun
really?
stuff.
That's quite interesting, as he pulls out a notebook and starts writing on it.
I didn't see any horses.
So then, what,
not even
what
night.
in the what were the dreams like?
Very weird with a lot of visceral imagery.
We saw
Such
the
as?
three other wielders. Owners. Current
Oh,
Cursed
yeah,
item?
I get it. Of the Dracolich, yeah.
There should be 4 remaining pieces, right?
Well, one of them is our good friend in the Ebony Imperium.
Yep. So
Right.
we already know about that.
And they have the heart, as far as I'm aware.
That means 3 of us are gonna have to double up on a Dracolich piece, right? Unless we're giving them to Rua or someone else as well. But I don't see that.
Depends what we'll see what happens.
Or
Yeah.
it's just writing this stuff down while you're talking, by the way.
That's fine. He can take his notes.
And so,
I just-
how... and
We
so
fill
how
in
do your
Felix
dreams-
and the others.
How did your dreams make you feel?
I'm there.
Like a monster is coming out of my chest.
Yes, and what's about your mother? As he just gives you a playful wink. Sorry, I can't help but have some fun.
Seamus casts vicious mockery and
This-
says, "Hey, fuck off, dragon bitch."
He's gonna make a wisdom saving throw. Another nat 20.
Damn.
As he just
damn.
rolls his eyes. Damn bitch, that was weak shit. Maybe you should be the one that fucks off. Now you, Seamus, must roll a wisdom saving throw.
Oh god, don't tell me he has vicious mockery.
He does.
Eh.
So you're taking this much in psychic damage.
Bitch.
It's just blood comes from your mouth and nose. And it's like, oh wait, shit, I should have insulted you outside of the cart so you didn't ruin my fucking cushions.
Too late.
You
He's already
son
bleeding.
You son of a bitch. Seamus reaches for indignation.
Mate, calm
No.
down.
Pop it.
I put my hand on Seamus's hand and just slowly reorient slowly pushes the blade back in.
It's fine. I can understand you're quite tense. I'm just trying to, maybe I guess jokes weren't that good. This is the most interested I've been in something for ages. I'm also going to give you new music, Felix. Mill, even. But still, let's keep going. You're in the capital now. You just watch as Rua sort of like gets out of the cart and just like looks around. Do you follow?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm just keeping an eye out, if that's okay.
And you all eyes. I know what you meant. That's a disadvantage anyway. So
I'm
yeah,
gonna roll
you're...
perception too, just to.
Yeah, you can
Get
all
in
do
on
it
that.
with disadvantage.
No,
Yeah, I
Felix
didn't need
isn't bothering.
disadvantage.
Felix is not bothering.
Aldan is also not bothered.
Daron, you're just too tired and too frazzled from that dream. Seamus, you're also too tired and too frazzled, I'd say. As like you're getting led through though, you see like a lot of beautiful French architecture. One thing you can sort of definitely be proud of, Daron, like from your home country, is that the architecture is very unique for it. Like, it's one of those like you can be happy to know that like most of the buildings don't look awful. And like for
So it's
James,
like Beverly Hills.
it's like classic French architecture.
Aha.
Like,
So like
for-
Versailles.
But what's it called? As you're getting led through, you do see a lot of people who are like giving you weird stares. And just like murmuring about you, and a few people pointing your way. And like Oryx is just casually like hands in pockets, just walking around and just like gestures like, this is the place that I'd recommend you eat if you want to have like good authentic Tenno-yama cuisine. It's beautiful stuff. This is the place I'd recommend if you want good fashion from Pahala, very nice airy clothes, and just like leading you around as he's like taking you to where he wants you to go.
Do we still have our point of exhaustion? I'm guessing so.
Yeah, because you need to sleep that off, like a full 8 hours.
So I imagine we all look like half zombified following him around.
It's like the dick flattening meme guy.
Ah. I don't know if I've seen that, but sure.
Let me find it. This one, while I'm talking to you, I'll find it. But yeah, he's just like, as he's leading you around, it's just like, it's quite a few guards like giving you like glances as well. And like, you notice one of them is actually approaching you guys.
Oh,
And,
you're
like-
approaching me.
Well, yes, instead of running away, you're coming close. But yeah, and this guard is actually a high elf, and he just like holds up the official Tenno-yama sort of guard badge. Also, I've posted the dick flattening meme for context in the memes channel,
Of course you have.
like that bay.
Oh yes, that.
Do I recognize this guy?
Yeah, like I imagine that's you, the party. Just like yes, alright.
Yes, Auric. Yep.
And yeah, he's just like, Sir Xylosians, what is it you're doing with these, people? Yes, let's go with that. And Oryx just like waves a hand and just says like, these are my friends actually. And they're here on official business. part of that official business is getting them a good night's sleep. And I hope you do keep in mind that if you do waste my time any longer, I might have to speak to your manager about your salary. And he just does like a motion as if like he's chopping something in the air.
Okay, Miles.
Karen.
And the high elf just like starts walking away immediately, doesn't even say like a goodbye.
Seamus just kind of mutters under his breath, arrogant prick.
Oh wait, I should have reminded you as well. I'm also a... Oh god, I can't really if I didn't explain inside, but I'm also a licensed lawyer. I can practice law in 5 countries.
Oh.
I mean,
Maybe
I
we
am
should
a...
put you on retainer. We might have a lot of damages suits coming our way from wherever we go, basically.
I mean, I'd be willing to take the case as long as you're willing to pay the fee.
What's the fee like?
Well, with the friend discount, with the discount of, you know, being work colleagues, with you willing to get me Black Rain. When you actually do it, however, the discount will truly come into effect. I'd say your fee would be around 100.
100 gold?
100,000.
Oh, see, I thought you were
Gold.
fucking with me. That's
Yeah,
even with the discount?
Yes. Otherwise, it would have been. Ah, I shouldn't really tell you. You might die immediately, and I don't want you to die right now.
I'm gonna do the classic Usopp reaction where it's like, oh, yes, I see, that's not too bad. And then the eyes pop out of the head like, wait, fuck no.
Otherwise, it would be this, and he hands you the page from his notebook where he was doing the calculations. You see all of the discounts being factored in. Before he factored in the discounts, it was this much in gold.
Jesus.
Fucking hell.
Fuck. Well, I guess that means you're a damn good lawyer.
I haven't failed a case. Which is to say, I've also never done a case.
I was going
At
to
least in
say
both
with those prices, I'm not surprised.
Well, I've done cases in other countries, just not in Bovetman. I'm not allowed to practice law in Bovetman. I haven't passed that one yet. Now, hey,
Damn.
if you commit crimes in Pahala, Cordis, Golodniapol, Siltanok, and Blackrain, I'm your man.
But not Tenoyama or Bovetman.
Yes. Also, yes, he did say Siltanok out of character. You know, the country he's legally not allowed to be in.
Yeah.
But at least he can still practice law there.
I mean, he'll need to be his own he'll need to be his own lawyer.
Mm-hmm.
He can practice the law.
The law!
He'll just need to find some parrots to cross-examine.
Dairon's just too tired to like really deal with this at the moment.
Felix
As
is the same.
As he continues leading you along, you find yourselves at this beautiful hotel. Just finding the name of it. This hotel, you've seen this before, Darren, occasionally on your way home from like business. It's one of those kinds of things where you look at a place and you think, I'm gonna go there one day to treat myself. This is known as let me just get the name correctly. The Opportunity. This is the Collier branch of it. And yes, he leads you to the entrance. You see a lot of people in like very lavish attire who look like they're here for business, and Oryx just leads you into the front desk. Inside is just magnificent. You thought Oryx's house was lavish? This is like up to 11. Unfortunately, though, a lot of the furniture is nautical and sea themed. So if that's not your thing you like, it's kind of a hard sell. And as he leads you to the desk, you see a very lovely looking lady. In fact, she is... Oh, what race was she now? I have to find it. Oh! This young lady is in fact a satyr. And she
Felix just makes sure that my cloak is hiding the handle of my satyr horn dagger.
Give me an insight check as you look at Felix.
Oh no. Insight.
Aha! Felix, I have you now! Time to play Mahjong! No, it's not. It's not really him.
I would laugh so hard if it was.
I don't think Mill's in the mood for it, are you?
It's less that I'm in the mood for it, and more that Felix is not in the mood for it. He would literally just drop a thunderstep now.
Yes, but nevertheless, she does not seem to bear any resemblance to the satyr that you beat.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, she just looks at the Oryx and just like, oh, Sir Xylotians, I didn't expect it to be you. What can I do for you, sir? And Oryx just like waves a hand and just says, oh, it's fine. I just wanted to get my friends some rooms if that was possible. And she's like, oh, of course. Yes, what kind of arrangements would you like? And Oryx looks to you guys. As if, you know, you can decide.
I'll stay with Felix.
Okay.
Which of you guys wants to room?
We just said Darren and Felix will room together, you and Seamus.
Okay.
I
What
guess
about
I'm
Rua then?
I guess I'm having a room to myself.
Oh yeah, Rua. Forgot about Rua.
Rua's been very quiet as well. Deliberately so.
Rua having his own room makes sense.
No, he should stay with us. At least one of us.
I'll stay with Rua.
So Oryx just turns around and says, a room for 5, do you have that?
Or that works. It doesn't fucking matter.
And she's just like, oh, but we only have a room for, I mean, we can drag a bed from another room if that would satisfy you. And just like, nah, it's fine, just get me whatever room can fit them all in. It's on my tab after all. As he just looks behind you guys as if like...
Not everyone gives 0 shits. Like, I don't give a shit.
And she's like, oh, and let me just check. As she pulls out from under the desk this big fucking book. Like, you know the meme where it's like, what if this happened? And then the normal version of the story.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, fucking Pokemon if Ash had a gun, where it'd be much shorter. Yeah. It's like that. This book is fucking huge. She like flips through several pages just to get to the other end of the book to look at the rooms. From what I can tell, there is in fact a room for 3 people, and there's 2 couches. And Oryx just claps his hand and says, perfect. How much would that cost, dear madam? And she's just like, oh, it would I mean, you're paying for it, right, aren't you, Oryx? And she didn't say Oryx, sorry. She doesn't know he's called Oryx. You're paying for that, right, aren't you, Sir Xylosian? He's like, yes, I am. And she says, here you go. And she just slides a piece of paper for him to write his name down, you know, to sort out the payment.
Mm-hmm.
Does anyone look at how much it costs?
Yeah.
Perception check.
There we go.
Damn.
Some good perception rolls, yay.
Does anyone else roll perception?
Yeah, give me a second. My sheet's taking seconds to load.
Felix is just
There we
dead on his feet.
So, for the two people who got not a 9, this is how much it costs.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Oh
That
boy.
tracks.
And then Oryx just like looks very incredulously and says, "Wow, this is almost extortionate." I say almost because, you know, I've seen worse. Trade offer. As he just like puts his hands together like the meme. You make this 12,000 gold, and I take you out for dinner tonight. And she just like, this young woman just looks incredibly like flustered, like, oh, I have a husband. I hope that's, you know, I'm so sorry, sir. And Oryx just like shakes his head. I mean, he can join if you want.
Oh my.
Oh,
Oh, dear.
My.
Would that be a problem? And she just like, she looks to you guys as if like, what is going on?
I
Oh, then-
just. Yeah, I joined in shrugging.
Shrug.
And Oryx just is like, don't worry, I'll pay for all the food. Worry not. Drinks are on you though. And she's like, okay, yeah, sure. Right then. And she just like puts away the document and then pulls out a new one. And then just like, just sign here and there and also here. And Oryx starts writing it down. And he just watches he's like writing down Xylosian on all of the documents. And yeah, she just like puts it away and then reaches inside and pulls out one single key for the door. What you presume is for the room. Here you go, here's the room key. If you need a spare, we have one here. But we please ask if you do lose it, there is a fee.
Good to know. Thank you.
And yes, I hope you enjoy your stay at the Opportunity Inn.
Hmm.
And then Oryx is like, well, there you go, fellows. I hope you enjoy your time here. If you need me, can any of you cast Sending?
Mm-hmm.
I point to Felix.
Objection!
Hold it.
Dyron's too tired.
Yeah. Oryx just like shakes his head and shrugs. You're not a clown, you're the entire circus. So then Oryx just looks at you, Felix, and says, would you be a dear and just sending me when you've all awoken by whenever you awake?
Sure.
Excellent. Until then, ta-ta for now, get some rest. Do whatever else you want, I really don't care. This is on my tab anyway. And then he just like leaves. But not before waving off the lady at the desk. Do you go
Well,
to
this
the
is
room?
all
Yeah,
work.
I assume we go to
Is
the
he
room and
going
have our long
to-
rest.
Let's
As you get the room key. Do you inspect the key to know which room you're in?
Sure.
This is the
Yep.
number on the key. Floor number 4, room 13.
So it's just one room?
Yep, the one room.
That's a very interesting number you put up there. How do you
Oh,
feel
yeah.
about that, Jack?
You say this out loud? Like in
No,
character?
this is out of character.
It's a real life thing.
Yeah, it's a real life thing.
She does actually give you a sad look and just says, "I'm really sorry for this. This was short notice. Normally we don't give out this room to people."
That's fine. We get it.
Just yeah. Out of character. There's no lift in this setting.
I hate everything.
You have to walk up.
I can carry you if you'd like, Tyron.
Didn't you already use levitate?
I
Nadaron?
did. I
You
did.
You squandered it, you fool.
I just.
So we
trudge
begin
up
the
this-
long trudge.
It's like that one scene in Final Fantasy Abridged where they have to run up the tower.
I mean, that's in the actual game.
I know, it's still funny though.
But yes, as you make your way up the stairs. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think my keyboard's dying on me. I think that's the problem.
Oh no.
Oh, is it a remote door?
I've not. It's a wireless one because I've not changed the battery in like the 2 years I've had this.
Oof.
Do you have any replacement batteries?
Yeah, it's only AAA. It's just it's fine. But yeah, you make your way up the stairs, and as you're walking, you just see like people murmuring at you as you're like passing them to make your way to the stairs. And there's like people leaving and going into the rooms. Some of them are giving you a wide berth.
I wonder why.
Maybe
Oh
because
well.
maybe because the number of the key is very unfortunate.
Yeah, it's 2 lucky numbers. Unlucky numbers, rather.
As you like get to the 4th floor, you walk down the hallway, and like every door has like in beautifully like engraved markings and very like beautiful like font, the numbers of the room. You get to like past the 12th room on floor 4. There's no carving on the 13th door.
This room better not be haunted.
Do you try the key?
Yep.
You try the key, and you hear something hit the floor on the other side of the door.
Great.
Yeah, do you continue to go in?
Yeah.
As you walk in, it's a very beautiful room, in fact. Immediately, you see this like massive living room. Like the living room alone looks bigger than like the bedroom of fucking the place that Daron, Seamus, and Felix would be living at in Centralis right now. Like, maybe not for you, Aldane, because you live in a noble's house. But it's still, like, very nicely looking. And just, like, in the center of the room is this large, like, half-circle couch with what looks like wine, bottled wine on the table in the middle of it, with 5 glasses there. Basically this couch is like facing what looks like a fireplace.
Mm-hmm.
Only the thing is, from what you can tell, it's not a natural fireplace, because there's no like chimney leading upwards, because You're in the 4th floor of a multi-story building. And from what you know, the 4th floor isn't the highest floor. So, yeah. It looks sort of there for decoration. Past that, however, looks like a kitchen that has like very beautifully marbled counters. And there are 3 different rooms with shut doors. What do you do?
Dibs on one of the bedrooms.
Felix sits down on the sofa and enters a trance.
Darren passes out on the couch.
The comfort that you felt on the carriage does not is shit. Like, you think about how you sat on that carriage, that comfortable carriage, peasants, peasant cushions. The bones in your body vanish as you melt into the couch. It's that comfy.
Darren's immediately unconscious.
Same for you, Felix. It's too nice. You almost wish you could be a non-elf so you could actually enjoy proper sleep.
And then Felix remembers the dreams he's had previously and thinks, nah, it's fine. Dreams aren't worth it. Dreams have only ever been bad.
You heard it here,
winter,
folks.
Is this winter, Felix?
No. Felix is still in summer. He hasn't had a strong enough emotion to knock him out.
I'm joking, more just because of
No, seriously, every time Felix has had a dream, it's been bad. Tell me I'm wrong.
This half-circular couch looks like it'd be big enough to fit, like, all 5 of you, plus, like, a few more. Rua looks to check one of the rooms, and you just immediately hear from him, "Oh wow, this is pretty nice." Do you follow
Fuck
him?
off. Darren's unconscious.
Do Aldane, Seamus, do you look why Rua's saying, "Oh wow"?
Yep.
So you see what is a sauna. You see a large sauna that looks like it could fit about 3 of you inside quite comfortably. Well, it's not that immediately the room's a sauna. There's a glass, like, an entire glass panel that makes up, like, to separate the sauna from the rest of the place. And it looks like you can sort of leave your clothes on the side before you enter the sauna properly. If any of you check the other rooms, another room has an entire, like, jacuzzi bathtub inside of it.
Nice.
And in the final room is the bedroom. The bedroom has 2 king-size beds on it, and 2 large couches that are like it could fit you guys on, like, 2 of you on it quite nicely. And Drew just immediately walks over to one of the beds and lays face down in it.
So the question is, who gets the other bed?
I really don't care, Drew says as he rolls over.
Dibs.
No hesitation, just goes for the gut. Goes for the jugular.
My man's out here trying to get good sleep. He deserves it. You all do.
Yeah, hey, I just got a new hell weapon, so going through a lot right now.
Right then. So, are you all enjoying a long rest?
Yep.
Yes.
Yes.
You are now fully healed. All of your resources are finally back.
Thank Jesus Christ.
You are no longer exhausted, and you are now officially able to access all of your level 7 abilities. By the time you wake up, you hear a loud banging on the door. To your, at the front.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, that reminds me. What would Felix have done once he woke up 4 hours before everyone else?
That's a very good question. Wouldn't Rue have also woken up early?
From what you can tell, when you get up, Rua hasn't left the room to go into the living room. You check in?
No. Leave them be. What will Felix do?
Die? Shine?
Yeah, Felix will just throw himself from the window and I'll start making a new character. Remind me, we got to see the human form of the ancient black dragon, right?
Yes, he did.
Felix is gonna start sketching him then.
Oh. I'm just checking. Give me an intelligence check and a drawing check.
I'm not sure what to take there.
Also, if you immediately did jump out of the window, you'd be taking this much in damage.
Ah, it wouldn't even kill me. Wouldn't even knock me unconscious. I'd have to go back up and do it again.
Yeah, fall damage in this game is so weird because, a commoner would immediately splatter. To be fair, you also would be prone. So intelligence 15, painter supplies 16. You take a good moment to draw this. By the time you're done, it's really hard because, what's the way to describe it? When you're drawing, there's always going to be imperfections. And so it's really hard to properly capture this man in drawing form because he looked too perfect. To the point where, as you're drawing it, it's hard to really match your drawing with what you have in your mind of him. And even what the image of him that you have in your mind isn't really something you feel confident that, it matches what you remember seeing of him.
Yeah.
It's really strange in an unnerving way.
Well, don't think...
It still looks very nice.
Yeah.
It's just... Also, during this time, Rua still hasn't left the room. And from what you can gather, that drawing took you probably, nearly half an hour.
That means I have more time to fill. God. Sort of hoping that'd take longer.
You have the sauna.
Felix doesn't know about the sauna.
Oh yeah, you didn't bother checking. I mean,
Yeah.
you could explore the rest of the place.
Nope.
You're one of those people. What now then? Or do you just want to cut to everyone getting up?
Just cuts everyone getting up.
So you
Felix will just look for ways to try and improve the drawing.
You are startled by the sound of just loud banging. That wakes that Dayron you hear first because you're in the living room.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, it's just very loud, very obnoxious, and they're not stopping. You won't be surprised if they eventually like chip the wood off the door.
Siren gets up, yells, Oryx is here, and just walks to the door.
Oh yeah, you didn't tell Oryx that you got here, that you woke up.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
No, keep it. That's funny.
No. He did just forget about it.
You open the door. You see guards, Daron.
Never mind, it's just the guards. Someone get Rua.
Aldane, where would you have slept? Jack? Jack?
Did we lose Jack? Yes. We did in fact lose Jack.
Jack?
Yeah, my audio was not working for some reason. I'm
you-
pretty sure I slept either on the couch or on the floor next to the couch.
You could have slept on the couch. It was big enough to fit you.
Okay, he
So
slept
you-
on
The
the couch.
couch,
So
the
you-
couch is very comfy. Probably more comfy than your own bed at home.
Were there like 3 beds though?
The
Yeah.
other two.
Yeah, there should have been.
Oh. I didn't slept in the bed then.
Yeah, no, I mean
I was
there
under the
should.
impression that there were 2
No,
beds.
there should have been 3 beds, but I deliberately only described 2.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
It's almost like this is the room that people don't want to sleep in.
Oh.
Also, no one bothered to check the source of the banging that you heard from inside. That's fine though. It's funny.
Wait,
Hmm?
Wait, what do you mean?
'Cause
That's
there
what
was
my perception check earlier was supposed to be for.
there was a footing from inside.
But then you just
the
kept
room.
moving on.
There was You didn't say it was for that.
Yeah, because you just kind of kept going.
Yeah, you didn't ask to roll. I'm sorry if you did. If you rolled, then let me. What was it? You didn't find the source of the noise, Seamus.
Yep.
Not of that 13. And yeah, there should have been 2 beds in this one, but there should have been 3 beds, but there isn't for some reason. But anyway, yeah, so the guard's there. It is the high elf you saw before, Daron.
Hold on, let's get everyone awake. They're still sleeping.
Also, yeah, Seamus, Aldane, both of you give me perception checks to actually hear the banging, because it sounds like it's very good soundproofing in the bedroom.
Not 20.
Aldane, up, like the Undertaker. Seamus, you slowly wake up not long after Aldane does, and both of you see Rua, like, under the covers, lay on his side in bed. You do know he doesn't trance like most normal elves do. As far as you've known during the time you've known him, he always sleeps. He doesn't trance. Or at least, not like he doesn't trance. He doesn't look like he's trancing. It looks like he's actually just curling up to sleep.
Mm.
Whereas most other elves that you know don't really trance like that. They usually take a meditative state or, you know. Then he's like,
Interesting.
slowly sits up. Ugh. Sounds like we need it. Let's go. Is he just like... Who's eating in the mic? This is an ASMR.
Somehow.
We're not doing a mukbang. Seamus would definitely do mukbangs.
Yep.
He'd be that sort of YouTuber. But anyway. I was going to say Seamus would definitely get cancelled at one point. Anyway. So, Felix and Daron, you see Rua, Aldane, and Seamus leave the bedroom. To which then you guys see the guard, the high elf guard from earlier.
I don't recognize this guy other than he's the high elf guard.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like,
Oh.
he's not someone I would have run into in my former life.
Not to your knowledge, or if you did, it wasn't like a big deal.
Okay.
You would have seen a lot of faces in your line of work. Would you be able to retain them all?
No, but like, as in like, is this someone who's like a known associate? Like, someone who's like a known
Yeah,
associate?
it's not.
Okay. That's what I mean.
Yeah. And they just say, apologies for the rude awakening, but we needed to make sure you were here and hadn't fled the country or done anything else.
We were too tired to have done anything.
Anyone can fake being tired, my friend.
Fair, but still, exhaustion is real.
The Queen herself has requested that she see your presence.
Dire visibly groans.
We hope that you are not alarmed, although we can understand why you would be. All we ask is for your cooperation so that we can get this dealt as soon as possible so everyone can walk away happy.
Honestly, I just want to be done. Trust me, I want to be out of here as soon as possible.
So do I. I don't like this fucking place.
I meant Bovet meant, but yeah,
I had
sure.
to go on a date with Xylosians.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yes, my wife was swooning over him.
I'm so sorry. Anything. I'm so. We'll be right. Yeah.
We are very, very sorry about all that. Nothing we could really do to stop it, unfortunately.
There's not much you can do to stop anything that Xylosian does. He's that powerful.
Yep.
Especially
sounds
according to my wife last night, as he just had a 1,000-yard stare.
I'm so sorry.
I am very sorry. You do not need to force yourself to remember the details.
5 hours of mahjong.
Oh no.
I tranced and they were still playing mahjong when I awoke.
That is kind of insane, actually.
Your wife plays mahjong?
Give an insight if you want to. Yeah, just mahjong. Definitely nothing. Definitely no secret meaning behind it.
Oh, I mean that's it. That's in character as well for Phoenix. For Felix. Damn it! This is your fault, Kaido. This is your fault.
Definitely, yeah. Daron, he definitely was cooked by Oryx last night.
You know,
we'll be
I was
out
half
of
expecting Oryx to like be into both of them, kind of thing.
We'll be out of your hair as soon as possible.
I already had to deal with stuff with my wife last night.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, did the tile get stuck in there?
Don't
I'll
force
quit
yourself
you.
to relive this any more than you have to, man. We understand your pain.
I dope slap Felix.
How? What was that for?
Let's just get going as Rua walks out.
What else would they have been doing for 5 hours?
I just whisper.
You don't want to know.
I just go, it's okay. I'll tell you about it later.
And so, you get led out by the guard who looks very sad. In fact, partway into walking down the stairs, you actually hear him, crying.
I feel really bad for him.
Man, he must really not like mahjong.
Is he? is the guard with
He
us
just,
still?
cries. Yeah, that's the crying he did. He's just loud and,
Felix, it wasn't mahjong.
They had sex, Felix.
Oh,
They're just
ew.
days, point blank.
Yeah, I know. I don't really.
Why would you do that instead of mahjong?
I'm gonna kill you.
Because some people enjoy the act of sex, Felix. He's trying to cope.
Well, clearly he didn't enjoy it.
And right now, he's probably seething. And eventually he will mold. Anyway,
What are we supposed to do with that information?
just know that Oryx has game.
And also, he's kind of an insensitive asshole sometimes, apparently.
I mean, he killed a Grand Duchess of a country without really caring about the consequences.
Yep.
And yeah, you just get led down to the entrance. You actually see the receptionist from yesterday, the satyr woman, and she just gives you a very friendly wave.
I just
Oh,
give
we
her.
clearly had fun.
I just kind of look at her like, you know what? It's not worth my time. None of this shit's worth it.
Mm-hmm.
And in the entrance, you actually see Oryx, who waves to you guys, and he walks over and just says, "I hope you had a lovely sleep."
I'm feeling much better, yes, thank you.
I definitely know some of us were a bit more happier than others, as he just like glances over to the desk.
Do please not.
I didn't enjoy it. I had to fake it.
Why wouldn't you just play Mahjong instead?
What's this about Mahjong?
Oh, they like
let's just
they were
go.
using Mahjong for a euphemism for sex, and it confused me. Because why would you have sex when you can play Mahjong?
Or it just looks at looks at Felix, and just
Yes, this is normal. Can we please keep going?
Yes, let's keep going. We have to speak to the Queen.
Oh boy, that's gonna be fun.
Yes, let's go. As you get led along, you actually see, as you're walking away, the High Elf just speaks to his wife. If any of you want to perceive to hear what they talk about before
I
you
can read
leave.
lips.
Also, so can
Alban
Seamus.
will perceive. He
Alright,
is
then.
morbidly curious at this point.
Same.
So as you're leaving, so all of you can tell, Seamus and Daron, you can obviously read lips, and you can all hear as well. So you just hear, what's it called? Like, you just hear the receptionist lady say, "That was really fun last night. I'm so glad we had that time." And the High Elf just says, "I didn't expect it to awaken something in me like it did."
Oh god.
And she's just like, "Yeah, I didn't realize you were into that kind of stuff." And then he's just like, "Can we just, not stop talking about Oryx and his giant?" And the door shuts behind you.
And then she got an OnlyFans.
And
Well, that was a thoroughly something.
Unpleasant?
Yes, that's the word.
you just see Rua pull out his gun and just like open his mouth, put the barrel to his mouth,
Ruin, no!
and just says, pulls it out and just says, "Not today."
Maybe tomorrow.
Yeah.
Maybe after we meet the Queen.
And then you just get led to the castle. And before we do that, would anyone like to take a break right now?
I would, yes.
Yes, we're going on a break. Just like Ross and Rachel.
We were on a break!
Did we meet
That's
the other
really-
party yet, or no?
Not yet.
Okay.
That'll take them about like a while to get to where you are.
So probably not until next session.
Maybe.
Okay.
So, since the start of the session, I've already almost eaten an entire bag of family-sized sun chips.
Not very family
Bruh.
sized. They're not that family sized, are they? Are you that big that you're becoming family sized?
I mean, Jack can tell you I'm not exactly fat. I'm pretty skinny.
I know.
But my metabolism's super high, so there's about 7 servings in this container. and I've definitely eaten at least 6 of those.
So in universe, it'll take the Slayers take about 5 days to get to you.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'll be right back.
I'll also be right back. I need a drink.
So,
So do I. After all these chips, I need something to wash it down with.
while everyone else is off doing their own stuff, I could start ranting about how a dumbass 50-year-old daughter of a baron is complaining about young people like being unable to get on the property ladder because, you know, houses are so fucking expensive now. Like, she's literally,
No, that's I can relate to that because California also sucks with housing.
she's literally said, "Oh, I bought my first property at 21." Back when she was 21, the average house price in the UK was £51,000. Today, the average house price is £255,000.
Yep. You want to know? Okay, so in California, in about 1999 or so, when my parents bought mine and my brother's childhood home, probably cost about $720,000.
Yeah.
And when my parents put it on the market about 4 years ago, something like that, 3 years, it was about to go for almost 1.1 million. And now they could probably sell it for 1.2 or 1.3.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like in certain places, it's all about location. But like in California especially, and I bet where you're at too, is this the same is true. It's just like you have to pay top dollar just for where you live.
Yeah.
And you might not get as much house as you want.
But yeah, she's saying like, oh, young people now like have a going abroad, EasyJet, coffee, gym, Netflix lifestyle, and somebody has done the working out, and the average deposit for a first time buyer is around £59,000. To save that, you would have to forego your Starbucks latte, Netflix subscription, gym membership, and EasyJet flights for 37 years.
Yeah, and then how are you going to take care of yourself and everything? And like, well, I mean, the Netflix thing is one thing, but
Yeah.
the gym and the I don't know, there's a lot of things that it's just they've gotten so expensive that just have to be daily expenditures. Like, I mean, groceries prices are only going up, gas prices are only going up.
Yeah. But yeah, as I said,
stuff.
she is literally the daughter of a baron.
Yep. Which means she
got family
potentially-
help to buy her first property.
Yeah.
It's like,
exactly.
no, fuck
She got
off.
a small loan of $1 million.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's just
Is
utterly...
Felix still renting?
Yes.
I was gonna say it'd be funny if Felix just suddenly broke into this rent because he's in summer. Down with the patriarchy.
Fuck the monarchy!
I say down with the patriarchy, but most of the prominent characters in this setting are male. But that's not like I'm a man. It's easy for me to roleplay a male.
Yeah.
It's not like women aren't supposed to not get like prominence. That isn't the point. I don't want to be cancelled. No, it's just like
We know, we get it.
also the whole sort of like. Honestly, a lot of the early stages of this campaign were very influenced by Yakuza, which is in part why. Although I will say, I never want to like, what's it called? Stuff a woman into the fridge.
Yeah.
Like, I don't intend to do that. And there are prominent female characters in this setting, like Layla, Jade, Tristina, all of which are competent, I'd like to think.
Oh, god damn it, Jesse.
What himbo shit is he up to now?
He's just tweeted about 9 minutes ago. This is a real furry can of worms I'm opening up right now. But the beast was hotter before he turned back into a human, right?
Yeah, I mean that's true.
Wait, who tweeted this?
Jesse. No actor.
Gotcha.
Yeah, the beast is hotter when in his beast mode.
Yeah, this isn't anything like. There's nothing to debate here.
I mean, I know Kaiser definitely agrees with that assessment.
I'm not furry, but
Hashtag not a furry.
side trash. Just like, oh god.
I'm sorry, but if I hear one more ounce of furry shit on here, I'm gonna go mad. I need all furries need
You're
to be
gonna mouth?
exterminated.
You're gonna mouth?
Speaking of furries, I've been playing a lot of Pokemon lately.
God,
Oh,
I'm not going to elaborate.
I saw a chart at one point where it was describing different Pokemon, and it was like there's like the ones that look like animals, there's the ones that look like just like weird plush doll kind of stuff, and then there's the ones that are literally just furry bait.
I mean, in Gen 4 in Diamond and Pearl, the Fire Elite 4 member only had 2 fire Pokemon in his team of 5. But to be fair, the rest of them had themes that made sense. One of them was based on a hot air balloon, you know, makes sense with the fire theme. One was a steel snake, high melting point, and one was a rabbit because the Pokemon's hot as fuck. Oh wait, no.
Good one, Kaido.
I assume the theming is because it's like rabbits are good at retaining heat. But they could have picked, it didn't help that the Pokemon.
They're also really good at popping out babies, apparently.
I mean, breeding like rabbits is a thing.
Yeah, it is an actual.
It is a
thing.
saying for a reason.
And hey, there's also like recently added D&D rabbit race.
Oh boy, maybe I should make my next my backup character that. That sounds fun.
Bro, honestly, I would, and I would make him the horniest motherfucker ever.
I mean,
Just because he's a rabbit.
They're not going to be in this setting, or at least in Tyrell. There's already enough races to go around.
Aw. Oh, are Goliaths the thing in
Hey,
this
that sounds
setting?
kind of exclusionary, bro. You might want to check yourself before you wreck yourself.
Jade's a Goliath.
I forgot about that.
Dang.
Yeah, I'm thinking of making my backup character either half orc or Goliath.
Wow, half orc, really pushing in with the human lineage. Joking.
The other half doesn't need to be human.
Yeah.
Just a very brave human.
It could be half elf and half orc.
That is actually what I was thinking.
Oh, so you're still being part elf. Well, not helping with the elf supremacy in the setting, are we?
I mean, I like the idea of a warforged bard. And
I mean, Warforged makes any class good, so.
Yeah,
I mean,
and what I would do is I would honestly, my idea for a backup character would be someone manages to capture Seamus's soul into a warforged.
I mean, I'd say that'd be cool. I'd say you won't be able to do it in this campaign.
Damn, I was hoping it would be something that could work in canon, but if not, I have another backup for it. It'd be cool.
If the setting was based 100 years in the future from the current session, for example, sure, because it's
by then the technology would exist.
It's not even that; it's the fact that I don't want you to basically be like, oh, here's my my character's sudden secret twin brother. He's called Saldane.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want you just basically using the same character.
Okay, I feel that.
Yeah, no, I would definitely do a very different character. Different class and everything.
I would definitely do a different class.
I might go for a monk character.
I'd probably go with either a barbarian or a fighter.
Fighter is a lot of fun, honestly. When the little times I've gotten to play with Brick, it's been fun. And also, I'm just trying to make him literally like a brick, where he's doesn't say much, but what he does say is just like, yes, let's smash.
we ready to go?
Yeah.
Yep.
Sure.
So, as you make your way to the castle, it's very beautiful, very elaborate, nicer looking than Cordis's castle. But again, it's one of those where like Cordis's castle looks good because it's not overstated. Whereas this castle, and you probably would feel this anyway, Daron, because you've lived in the city your whole life, but like, it feels, for someone who's not into the kind of aesthetic that it's going for, it almost feels a bit like an eyesore. Like, it looks too lavish. Whereas like the Citadel, or whatever you want to call it, from the Ebony Imperium was meant to be like threatening, you know, as if like this is the final boss dungeon. The castle in Beauvetment just feels more like, what's the way to describe it? Like, yes, I have a lot of money. Yes, I am very lavish. You know, like that kind of thing, like to show
Yeah.
off.
Mhm.
And
So
yeah,
basically, if you've seen any of the major European palaces, then that's basically what we're seeing.
pretty much. It also helps that like the reason why Cordis's castle is like it is because it was destroyed during the war, so it had to be rebuilt. Whereas Beauvetment's castle was actually very much untouched, for better or for worse.
Mm-hmm.
Lucky them.
But yeah, as you make your way to the entrance, before you can even like get into the castle, you see a. How do I describe this? You hear this before you even see it. You hear the loud sound of a trumpet blaring into the air, and you are very familiar with this sound, Daron. You've heard it before whenever they're greeting. What's it called? Special guests. And yeah, you see a massive line of just guards, like basically a wall of guards, just standing between you and the front of the palace. If you count, there's at least 50 guards. And you just hear from somewhere in the distance a voice. We are happy to greet today the party from Cordis. Royal Majesty herself. And you see the guards part like the Red Sea as they like form. Instead of what was like a wall, is now they're basically forming a corridor for you to walk through them. As they all take a knee and kneel down as you walk by them. And yeah, as you walk down, you see a very familiar Black Panther tabaxi wearing a very lavish garb today. It's this like, I'm just thinking of how to describe it. Like, it's this beautiful like color of this like lavender purple. Like, it's quite simple and understated, really, which is a surprise for you, Darren, considering, you know, the kind of outfits that most people from this country wear.
Right.
It flows down, and, like, it's long enough that it goes to touch the floor. And it looks like the small, like, with the lavender is these, like, pale ice white, flowers along parts of the dress flowing down. And you just see the Queen of Bovetman, Tiddlywinks. Because that is her name if you did forget.
No, I've got all the leaders noted down.
Good. It's also in the document in the Discord.
Excellent. That helps.
And she just makes eyes with you all. And she just gives you a very... what's the word? A very disingenuous smile. You don't need to roll insight, you can immediately tell.
Please tell me it's this cat face.
Pretty much, yeah. And she just says, "Greetings, fellow guests. I hope your time in this beautiful country has treated you well so far."
Mm-hmm.
And she looks to you all for an answer. And here's some
Indeed,
music, Mill. Oh, sorry, Aldane. Were you going to say something as she looks to you?
You have certainly not had an unpleasant experience thus far.
Well, from what
Ooh.
my guards have said, given the massive purple lights from Sir Xylosian's home as he gestures to him, Xylosian just takes a very polite curtsy bow. Well, it's me a good joy that you took the care to remember my name. As he just gives a very soft smile to her, and she just nods as if like, yeah, whatever, I don't care. And then she just crosses her arms and looks at you, Daeron, for a moment, before then looking to Rua and just says, "So why is it that you've entered my country and somehow passed through my borders without us knowing?" And Rua just like, "Yes, that is very important to know. Well, as you are probably aware, it was our turn to make the inquiry into the current group that is causing us all problems from Black Rain. And exactly that was what led us here. And you see a few of the guards who are currently still like bowing and taking a knee look up as if like, what? Because you know, with what Rouge just said, that doesn't really help. And then he just continues and just says, and unfortunately, we were too deep into the Viper's Den, as it were, which meant we had to make a quick getaway. And we procured, and he looks at you guys, do any of you have the notes for Project Leave?
I believe we do.
He holds out a hand for you to pass it to him.
Aldane does so.
He gently takes it and then hands it to her. This is the means with which we use to escape. The numbers spell out accordingly to the alphabet in common. And she just nods and says, okay. And then he adds, we had to use this to escape, and by random chance we happened to find ourselves in Bovetmans. We could have landed anywhere. We could have ended up in Cordis, we could have ended in Pahala, we could have even been in the ocean. It was by pure chance we happened to come across Sir Xylosian here. And that is how we ended up in our situation. Xylosian, however, we found out was actually in possession of the Dracolich piece here. And I do mean to say that he was more looking after it, as the original owners left it in his care until we could come to pick it up. And you're just watching as the Queen is nodding, as she's just looking straight at Rua. And give me an insight check if you want, as she's listening to what Rua's saying. Ooh. Aldane?
Actually, a decent roll.
Yeah, give me a sec. My web browser had decided to commit suicide, so I have to I had to reset everything. There we
Oh
go.
no. So
Don't worry,
Felix,
it only took 2 minutes.
Felix and Eldane, you're monitoring her. All of you are sort of checking her body language, and it seems like she's deliberately trained herself to not really give much away, unless she's deliberately choosing to. And in this instance, it seems like she's trying to hide how she's feeling. As Eldane and Felix, it's hard for you to really tell. The only indication you have of what's going on is the guards, who, after looking incredulously at Rua's story, immediately sort of lower their heads the moment sort of the Queen changes her posture. As if she might reprise at them and do something. Daeron and Seamus, she seems to be quite annoyed. All of you know anyway, the last time her and Rua spoke was on bad terms. And it doesn't seem like things are going to change in that department. Rua just continues and just says, we also have information regarding some of what we learnt in Black Crane, such as the dealings with, how do we say, the group. Such as finding out more about their goal, their endgame. So what we know, they do want us to basically collect the pieces, so that we will have to bring it to them. And the Queen just her face just twists into a smile. A small one, but it's there. And so she just shrugs and says, well, why are you dealing with this? Why not just let things happen and continue then? You've already regained the peace here, so I couldn't care what happens to the rest of the countries. As long as they obviously don't get destroyed. But if your endgame will eventually mean you have to give the pieces away, isn't that a complete wasted effort? And she looks at you, Felix. Would you not agree?
No.
And why would that be? Felixus, that was your name, right? Felixus Phoenix?
Sure, let's go with that. Lots of death and casualties seems bad. I mean, there's pieces in both Pahola and Siltanok. Seems like you'd have a vested interest in at least taking care of those ones.
Paholas are mostly a desert, and a lot of Siltanok's most interesting parts are the mountains.
There's no point in arguing with her, Phoenix.
No. He does make a convincing point. She does, hold a hand to you, Daeron. The moment she holds out hand, though, you actually hear the sound of armor shaking. As you see some of the guards that are stood near you, Daeron, are, in fear. Continue, young man. Sorry, what were you going to say again?
Darren doesn't change posture at all. Unfazed.
I can certainly agree that, this fair country is sandwiched between two currently unclaimed pieces. However, one of them is ruled by an ancient dragon, and the other one is led by 5 adventurers. If they somehow make it past the border and into this country, then I'll continue to care. It's not like I want to see the countries ruined or suffer. It is more that these pieces seem to be in remote areas. After all, was the Colonia Pole piece not found in the Forbidden Nights? Miles and miles and miles away from any civilization.
I mean, Yes, but then the Cordis piece was found, in a village.
Ah, yes, I heard. Flowers were infesting the landscape, weren't they, causing problems?
Yep.
Yes.
I mean, well, perhaps if your country had adequate fighters and defenders who didn't need outside help, as she looks to everyone but Aldane, maybe you wouldn't need that problem to be dealt with. Or maybe you could have dealt with it yourselves. Is that not correct, Brewer Everay? And she smiles after she says the word Everay, as if, like, bringing up his family. Brewer just has his eyes shut and just takes in a deep breath. You're correct, actually. We didn't have enough adequate people to defend the country, but we do now. It's never too late to improve and make a change, is it now? After all, this country didn't really see improvements until you came along, right? And she nods. You make a fair point through her. Nevertheless, I should thank you for dealing with the Dracolich piece in this country, especially if it was at Xylosians, as she looks to him. We cannot afford to lose such a great asset to our country such as him. And heaven forbid the piece possessed him.
It wouldn't have.
How do you know that? From what I heard, the last piece holder, a bard from a group called the Slayer's Take, had to have their arm cut off because it tried to possess him. In fact, who is the current holder of this new piece that comes from this country?
Points to Seamus.
Seamus slowly raises his arm. It's me, your Majesty.
She just stares at you, She stares at you, Seamus. Right in the eyes. Give me a wisdom saving throw.
Of course.
Oh boy.
You are unnerved by her. She is almost like staring into your soul. And it's hard not to just run away and hide. Like, you've dealt with fucking monsters. You dealt with an Olafarid just yesterday, and this feels more intense.
Seamus has definitely dealt with fucking monsters.
Because at least you can deal at least you can deal with a creepy tentacle monster by blasting them in the face. You can't blast the queen of another country in the face now, can you?
I mean, you can if she consents.
Not the point, though, is it? No. Well then, I believe, what was your name? Seaman?
Wow.
Well, if you want mine, you can have it. I mean, my name's Seamus.
Oh, please tell me you didn't actually say that.
Keep it in.
No, please don't.
Oh god.
Please don't. I don't want to die.
So there's just this pause. There's this pause, and everyone can hear this under the breath as one of the guards just says, "Yes, we're gonna have to bring out the guillotine."
Is there any chaw I can use to
In what way?
brush that to be like, oh, that was just a slip of the a Freudian slip. I'm sorry, you're just so beautiful, kind of thing.
Give me a deception check or a persuasion check. Are you?
I'm gonna do persuasion because I have a better modifier on it. Oh, come on. There we go. God damn it.
Oh god.
Nat 2. She just
And that
pauses.
still gets him at 12.
She just pauses and raises the back of her hand, a right hand to her mouth, and just smiles and chuckles. How funny. I thought you were an instrument player, not a comedian.
I
He
can
does
do both. Would you like to
Yeah.
hear a song, Your Majesty?
No.
Probably for the best.
Yeah, my performance check rolls might not be great.
He's funny. I like him. You should keep him round. She just looks to you, Aldane, as she says this. I presume you're the leader of this merry band, are you not?
There's been debate about this, but I suppose I am, yes.
Ugh, why does he have to be the leader?
Because he's responsible.
Fair enough.
Still. What was I going to say next? Oh, yes. Well, how long do you intend to stay in this lovely country of ours?
We're leaving as
We
we're
don't
leaving as
intend
soon
to
as
burden-
possible.
One of you speak
Yes.
at a time. She looks at both of you, like an annoyed mother.
We don't intend to burden your hospitality for very long. We intend to be gone by the end of the week at the very latest.
Oh, it was merely so we can properly accommodate you.
Oh, I appreciate your hospitality.
And I appreciate your appreciation, young man. Your name was...
Aldean, say I'm Adele.
Alex, yes. Thank you.
That was deliberate.
It's always deliberate with her.
She just winks at you and says, my apologies, Aldane. I'm just trying to have a bit of fun like your friend here.
Hmm.
Or is a queen not allowed to have fun?
That is not for me to say.
Clever man. Anyway, I feel like we've had enough fun debates. All I wished to know was your intentions in the country and why you were here. Other than that, you have the full play of the area. The only thing I ask is that you do not cause trouble. Although, what am I saying? That's a bit impossible with your group, isn't it? No.
Yes.
Felix was
We
gonna
can
just
only-
was about to just go.
Felix
We
is
only
about-
promise to try.
That is all I can ask. While you are here in the country, I expect Xylosians will be here to act as your guarantor.
Hmm.
So do you know that any problems you bring are going to be placed on him? And I do not want to lose such a valuable asset as he. I hope you can understand that.
Hmm. Yes, we understand.
Anyway. I have a arrangement to see. I hope you can understand that I am not in the mood to really entertain you any longer.
Nor are we.
Just looks at you in the eyes, Daron, and just smiles. A lot broader than she's done so far. Well, anyway, I shall see you whenever. I hope you continue to enjoy the rest of your time here. Until then, as she just waves at you and walks away.
Darren already turned and left.
Well then,
Felix just leads into Seamus. I'm still not used to dealing with monarchs.
I'm
Same
right here,
I have
you
no
know.
idea what to say to them.
I'm right here, you know. Rue just
You're
looks at you.
different!
Yeah, I guess I am.
you're not shaped like a standard monarch. You're shaped more like a friend.
You just walk.
At least in their eyes.
I wouldn't have said it like that, but that's
can
basically
tell-
the gist of it.
You can tell he's sort of in a mood. I mean, he's been in a mood since the Ebony Imperium. He's just more so now.
You doing okay there?
No.
Understandable.
Do you want to talk about it?
Seamus puts a hand on Felix and whispers to him, he's a monarch who's been treated just like basically a common person talking to these monarchs.
Yes, thank you, Seamus, for
probably rubbing him the wrong way.
Yes, thank
Let's
you
just
for...
leave him be.
Yes, thank you for elaborately describing my feelings right now, Seamus. You beat me to
I was
it.
whispering it to him so nobody else could hear.
He'll do a perception check. Then. Actually, roll me a stealth check then, Seamus. If you're trying to whisper it, be stealthy, or else.
Oh boy.
Fuck!
I think Rua's passive perception beats that.
His passive
Yeah, I think so.
His passive perception's a 19.
Yeah.
So just, yeah. Thank you for elaborately describing my feelings right now, Seamus. I can always count on you.
I'm sorry, man.
It's fine. It's not your fault. I wouldn't mind, but I've technically been in power longer than both Black Rain and Bovetman's leaders. Well, he just widens his eyes. Well, Bovetman's at least, and widens his eyes at you guys.
Tyron's already Tyron's walked away. They're not in this meeting.
As you've walked away, Rua just then says, "How about we follow Daron, right, Xylosian?" And Oryx is gone.
Of course he's skedaddled.
Let's follow Daron then. Where did they go again?
Also, should
They
we
turned around and left as soon as the meeting was ended.
should we like tell her about the Ancient Black, or
I deliberately chose not to, as you guys are probably walking away. Rua says this to you because, well, it will just cause more friction with Black Rain.
She also wasn't gonna help us any, so...
Even then, like, oh no, they find out that, you know, Testament is actually working with the enemies. They could just say this book was the ramblings of a madman.
Yeah, you're right.
Not only that, but if we at least pretend that there's nothing wrong, then, you know, when we're actually ready to finally strike...
We'll catch him more off guard.
Exactly. I mean, hey, doesn't mean we can't tell this to other leaders of the countries. Although I do worry that Hayato might just suddenly lead a war.
Yeah, he is a little gung-ho about a lot of these things. He's very much the more immediate solution kind of person.
Well,
If that's right, out of character, I'm not sure.
from what you know of Hayato from your time with him, he likes to deal with something as soon as it's possible. But he's
Exactly,
not
he doesn't mince words or anything like that. He just, like,
Yeah.
let's take care of this, get it done.
Meanwhile, Daron, as you're walking through the city streets, it's almost like you've never left. And where do you go? Do you just aimlessly wander?
I go to the bar.
Duh, bar.
Oh. Alright then. As you go to that place,
I think like Tyron's like somewhat in autopilot at this point.
As you do, you bump into someone, and you need to make a dex save not to fall on your ass. You recover, and you manage to not fall over, but whoever bumped into you is very much in a rush. Do you look to them?
Yes.
They look very familiar. From what you can tell immediately from the features is a woman with brown hair, wearing this like elaborate black cloak.
I
Give me-
follow.
Give me an intelligence check if you want to remember who they are, if you don't already.
I'm following anyway.
You vaguely remember someone that looked like this back in Cordis. And then it clicks. This is Scarlet.
And she gets everywhere.
Yeah, I'm
It's
following.
around.
Are you going to be stealthy, or are you just like...
Stealthy.
Well, you know what to roll then, don't you?
Yep. There we go.
God
You're
damn.
used to tailing people, so this is like, you know, it's like the old hat. Like, you're used to this. You're used to tailing someone in these busy streets. But you notice this woman's also quite good at avoiding the crowds. Like, she's weaving between people quite adeptly. It's almost like she's a native from here. You'd be forgiven for thinking so. One thing you notice, though, she's deliberately finding herself able to, like, avoid the direct sunlight. It helps that the crowded streets are giving her enough shade to sort of, like, weave in between stuff.
Yep, I'm following.
This continues for a bit longer, as she weaves into a side street, like an alleyway. Do you continue?
Yep.
As you do, she is in the middle of talking to someone you notice. And where you are right now, unless you actively try to hide, you'd be noticed. So do you try to hide?
Yes.
Give me another stealth check, my friend.
Oh,
You easily find, like, a crate. It involves getting a bit closer to them, but you easily, like, slide to it and hide. You get to see the talking. And she's in the middle of talking, she just says, "So then, I hope the... what's the way to describe this? This is me as the GM. So, he hasn't came around the area recently, has he?" And the other person just shakes their head and says, "No, but we believe their champions are on their way here. So it's entirely possible they might meet with them. I hope this doesn't cause any problems for you." And she just sighs. "I mean, it would cause problems if I meet them, but I don't intend to stay here for long. As long as they avoid them, it shouldn't cause any problems now. Do you know why the champions are on their way here? And the rest of their party?" And the other person just shakes their head. "Not particularly. They seem almost like they've been ordered to come." And she just... Of course. Who knows, maybe he himself has ordered them to go. Maybe they've found someone else to kill. And the other person just pauses and just slowly nods. "It's entirely possible, my lady. Is that all you needed to know?" And she says, "Yes, that is all I needed. I think my next port of call will be, where should I go? Who knows, maybe I'll head to Tenoyama next. I haven't been there for a while." And the other person, you can't really see the other person. They're too... Not only is the alleyway too dark, but they're also wearing too much obscuring clothing to, like, you know, to be
Right.
to really get any details. The only thing you can guarantee is they're not part of the black market. And yeah, they just nod and say, "I believe Zenith Peak is especially lovely this time of year. Maybe that'll be more suiting." And she just chuckles. "Perhaps, but I'm here on business. I cannot go to tourist spots as much as I would like to. Anyway, I hope you continue the rest of your day in good health and good spirits, as I am currently doing right now." And the figure just nods. "Likewise, my lady." And they just part ways. The Scarlet going down the right way of this alleyway, and the figure continuing further down. Do you continue to follow Scarlet?
Yes.
As you continue along, as you meet the corner, give me a D100 again. Again? Oh, there we go. 23. So as you meet round the corner, you nearly bump into someone. And you just hear them just say, "Oh, sorry about that, my friend." And they just go by you. In the distance, you see that Scarlet's like moved a lot quicker than she has been before. And she's a lot further away from you than you've been since you've been following her. Do you continue?
Yeah.
As you continue along, you see them immediately turn left out of the alleyway into like a main street. And I'm guessing you follow along?
Yep.
As you follow along, you eventually find yourself, what's the way to describe it? You notice something quite alarming. And you see someone else following her. Like, ahead of you. If you want to do perception to make any features out from this person, you can.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna try and... Because, like, if someone's following them, I probably know who... I have in a sense of...
What's your
Oh,
sense?
shame.
What's your sense?
Such
What's your sense, again?
It's probably someone from the court, from the black market.
I mean, again, I'm fairly sure you have inspiration.
With
Yeah.
an 18, you pass.
I mean, I'll use the inspiration because it's a crit, so...
It's not someone from the black market.
Oh.
This looks like someone from the Cult of the Tarrasque,
Oh, fuck.
given the garb.
Even worse.
And you see, at their hip is a menacing-looking sword in a sheath. Like, the shape and the look of the sheath makes you believe that this is some sort of, like, powerful weapon that they have. And they're walking at a good pace. From what you can tell, they're quite tall, quite broad, like Aldane's build. And as they're sort of weaving and moving through the crowds, give me another stealth check, Dayron.
Oh! Oh!
That's spooky.
Oh.
Oh! Oh!
Peaks and valleys as well. Wow. So, as you're moving through the crowd, you see Scarlet up ahead. Looks to be going to a building. And you've seen this building before. It's the official Mercenary Guild office. The man ahead of you, who's also tailing Scarlet, the moment they see her, they look visibly annoyed as they like stomp the floor, and someone actually like dodges around them, like, "Oh, what are they doing?" And they just like walk off in a huff. What do you do now?
I go inside.
You go inside?
Mm-hmm.
You don't see Scarlet.
Do I see anyone that I know?
The only person that you see that you know is like probably like a couple of mercenaries you've seen occasionally. Like no one that really strikes out to you. And yeah,
Okay.
they just, it just looks like a couple of different. There's like 3 different mercenary groups that are all like sat around the round tables. Like, one of them looks like they're enjoying the spoils of war, like from what mission they've done, and a couple of them look like they're just sort of discussing stuff.
I walk back outside.
The moment you walk back outside, you see Oryx.
What?
You're on a bit of a journey, weren't you, my friend?
Just strolling down memory lane.
You look like you're doing a bit more than just strolling, weren't you now, though?
Yeah, well,
I'll have you know, stalking is a big problem in this country.
it is.
Well, speaking of stalkers, it seems like you found part of the job I was going to give you.
Does it have to do with Scarlet?
Oh, her! No, but she's a very interesting lady, I'll have you know.
Well, we have to deal with the cult.
I mean, I told you anyway, that was what I wanted you to do, as my job. Not in the city, however. Worry not, I do not intend to throw you into that mess.
Do you know if Throne's directly involved or not?
I mean, if they're working together, I assume so. But I do not believe they are at the... what do I say? Not at the headquarters, which are out of the city.
Hmm. Regardless, do you need to babysit me, or...
I mean... your friends are looking for you.
Hmm.
And you are in a place that, from what I'm aware, is a bit of a sore spot for you. Unlike Aldane or Brewer, you're not exactly the most adept when it comes to people coming at you in a fight. Am I correct?
No.
That is merely it, then. I do not wish for you to be jumped by any ne'er-do-wells. At least until I've taken Black Crane over.
Hmm.
For now, all I ask is that you act casually, or else they might have a problem with you. As he, like, gestures with his eyes down an alleyway.
Figured.
They've been watching you the entire time.
Yeah, I figured.
I mean, if you'd like, after you've done my job, I don't mind you speaking to them.
The only
Anyway.
one I wanted to speak with was Barkeep, but that's not a big deal.
Well, speaking of deals, how about we find your friends? And he just, like, points a finger to his head, and I'm gonna make a roll. Felix,
Yes?
you just hear a voice in your head saying, "Found Dayron. I'll give you a signal to where I am. Head over as soon as. Capiche?"
Felix, I guess, sends back a yes.
Do you tell the party this?
Yeah?
Alright then, let's find Oryx and Dayron. Rua's just like... give me all perception checks. if you
Also,
want
should
to-
we be using that name out in the open?
Oryx.
Yeah.
the thing is, it's just a name. No one around you would understand the context of who you're really speaking of. The perception isn't for you, Daron, because you're with the person who's doing the signal. So Daron, you just watch as Oryx like cracks his fingers and just like points upwards. Aldane, Seamus, and Rua all see a lightning bolt. It pointing upwards, like the spell.
Felix, I assume, is just looking in the complete wrong direction.
Felix, it's this way. Rua just taps you on the shoulder.
Ah. Well, off we go then.
And as you make your way, it doesn't take you long, honestly, to make your way through the crowds. The only thing it kind of helps that you're sort of like clearly foreigners, because people are giving you, again, a sort of wide berth. So like a lot of people just actively like moving around you. And yeah, it doesn't take long for you to find Darren and Nora. You're probably just chatting right now. As Oryx is just like in the middle of telling a joke, saying, and then that's when I said, that's not a shadow blade, that's a, oh, they're here.
Aaron just looks at them like, thank God.
In the time it's taken for them to walk over, Oryx has just mostly talked about like really inane stuff. Not anything that's actually particularly boring, it's just like, you know, you're not really in the mood for it.
Yeah.
And yes, Oryx just says, well, now that we're all here, I would like to tell you the business that I would like you to do. If you're willing to do the job right now, anyway.
I mean, we don't really have anything better to do.
I mean, you'll get compensated. And hey, don't you like the idea of doing some, like, simple, like, adventuring that isn't, like, you know, world-shattering consequences?
Yeah, if I believe this would be simple.
I mean, it can be simple and clean. Anyway, so, I already told you what the job is in particular, right? Who you're looking for? The group that you're dealing with?
Yeah.
Well, as he sort of leads you to, like, a restaurant, like, he leads you to a restaurant that has, like, chairs on the outside, and he just sits down at one of the chairs, like, one of the outside tables, and just gestures for you to come over.
What's the weather like?
It's quite sunny.
Yeah, sit outside then.
And he just pulls out a map of the world, you know, of the continent. And so he says, as you can see here on Bovetman, in this lovely of lovely countries, I need you to come from here, Collier, of course, as we are here, all the way to here.
Okay, that's not as far as I was expecting.
Yes, indeed. Pleasantly surprising, as it were. In fact, it should only take you about 2 days and 7 hours or so. If my calculations are correct. All I need for you is to go in and just bring back proof that the leader of the cult there is dead.
Gladly.
Do be careful of that beast I told you about. You know, the one that's, like, eating people. Also, that reminds me. Our friend here, as he points to Daron, found someone very interesting, didn't you?
Scarlet was being tailed by the cult of the Tarask.
Lovely.
Good to know, I guess.
Rue's just looking at you guys like, who?
Oh, a vampire.
What?
We met her in Cordis.
What? When?
God, how long ago was it now?
Few months.
Oh my god. Rue's just like, wow. Oh, is this the same lady that Seamus was stalking?
Think so.
Yes.
Wow. Small world.
Hmm.
Really
Indeed.
small, considering that she was at the neutral point then. I mean, if she's a
Yeah.
vampire, she presumably can travel far distances very quickly. I don't really know. As he shrugs. Well, Oryx then just like says, so, if you're willing, I've already procured the transport for you to get there. How's about it?
No time like the present.
Excellent.
Yep.
I was hoping you'd do it sooner, so I don't have to keep paying. Because that 12,500 is each night. I'm not having sex with her again.
You should have played Mahjong with her instead.
I don't like Mahjong, it's boring.
I think somebody's just not very good at it and is upset about that.
I'm more of a shogi man, actually. Do you know how to play shogi?
Do I?
Do you?
I don't know. Let's make a check.
You're not proficient in it. What check are you rolling?
Intelligence. Yeah,
I'd say you at least know the rules, but I wouldn't say you're like...
I'm not like an expert, but he knows the rules and he can play it.
You know the rules, and so do I.
Oh, we're bringing back the locks of Dunbard.
Oh, God.
Because
Mhm.
she... Well, good for you, Felix. Anyway. Still, if you need anything from me while I'm here, just let me know. Otherwise, I will just simply direct you to where you need to go.
Cool.
You see a waiter actually walking over to you and he just goes, excuse me, you didn't come to the desk to ask for the table. And
Oh,
just
dreadfully sorry about that.
Oryx just like looks at him, just says, and just hands him a business card. And the guy just takes it and is like, alright then, take as long as you need, and then walks away. Oryx just sighs like, you know, if Siltonok wasn't literally right next to Bovetman, I'd have just taken over the country.
Mm-hmm.
Besides, I want to rename Black Rain anyway to the Gold Rain, because, you know, I'm all about that gold. Wait, no, Gold Rain has some unsettling implications.
Yeah.
Gold Flower, there we go.
Someone kill me. I think Dire. That's just something Dire just mutters under their breath, just like, someone kill me.
Well, if you insist.
Yeah, Aldane just takes out outright.
Dire just welcomes sweet, sweet death.
So, Oryx just then sort of like leads you out to the gate to where you see, what's it called? The entrance that he takes you through is the southern entrance, which, Daron, you had to take when you left the country. And you see a horse that, it's like a very pure grey horse that's standing quite tall and proudly. Looks very regal and sure of itself. When you're done, just bring the carriage back and yeah. Or she shrugs like, yeah, I don't really know what else you want from me. Do you need any supplies before you go out?
We could probably use a couple more healing potions.
Good thing they're in the cart. How does one each sound?
Should be fine.
Good, because that's
Yeah.
what you were getting. Anyway, if the other party, the mercenary group, comes, I'll let you know as soon as.
Cool.
Alright.
Well then, I hope to see you in better health than you did when you came to my place. Although you already look at it with that sleep you've got in. And so, as you, the party, sets off to deal with the cult of the Trask, I'm calling it a session here.
Alright.
Okay.
We're going to keep the music playing because this is actually quite a nice tune.
That's
It
fine.
most certainly is.
Okay. Sounds good.
Man, I titled this stream expecting for us to meet up with the Slayer's Take, and yet the title still seems to fit.
What's the title?
Meetings and Coalitions.
I'd
Oh.
say no.
That worked out nicely.
Yeah. But yes, that is it's the end of the session, so that's the end of the stream as well. In terms of future stuff, Tuesday, Fuzzy and I will be doing something or other. Can't guarantee what. Thursday will be more Ace Attorney. Hopefully we'll get through the last day of the case, last day of the trial, and arrest who needs to be arrested.
Mm-hmm.
Saturday is our Valentine's Day special, where we'll be talking about was it complicated relationships and love polygons.
Yep. You know, the fun stuff.
Why don't you just do like a group reading of Ranma 1/2 then?
As fun as that would be, probably not a good idea.
And then next Sunday, of course, we'll be back with the D&Ds as we take on more Cult of the Trask stuff.
I think you'll like this one, this next session.
Oh god. Hey, at least we'll have some new abilities to use.
Mm-hmm.
If I give you the chance.
I really hope
mean-
you don't counterspell my Thunder Steps.
Why would I need counterspell when I can just use Cloud Kill?
God, don't throw Cloud Kill at us. You're basically saying you don't like the party at that point, and you want a different one.
What's up, Get?
No, I didn't say anything.
Fair. Yes.
Yeah, that's the end of the stream. So, as always, thanks for watching, and we hope to see you next time on Tuesday. Good night.
Night.
Later.